Well, Tucson Comic-Con came and went. The first con in 2 years. Way overdue, and you could tell a lot of people were ready for it. We probably had the most preview night attendance I've personally ever seen, and I've been going to this show since 2015 now. Um, just a lot of people. And honestly, it's a good thing. It's nice to see people showing up to these events again. It's nice to actually have the event again. So, yeah. There was quite a bit of cosplay going around. I'd have to say probably Mandalorian and My Hero Academia were the most common cosplay things I saw, but there was all kinds of stuff. And that's always fun to see. And people of all ages too, from the super young to saw a couple that were probably in their late 60s cosplaying, so always fun to see. Love to see it. I mean, some pretty cool things there too. There was the replica Batmobile that is licensed by DC. That was pretty cool to see. Um, just a fun little attraction to go walk around and check out. On day one, I did get a few things signed, mainly by Brian Polito and Diego Bernard. Go ahead and show those real quick. First thing was actually a con exclusive variant. Nice Lady Death there, and it's signed by Polito. Then directly under it, Diego signed it as well. So very cool. I don't remember what this was limited to. I think it's on there. Limited to 150. This is number 33. So got that signed, and then I also got my Evil Ernie number 5 signed by Brian Polito up here. So very cool. Got that. That's not all I got signed. I got a couple other things as well. Derek Riggs was there. For those of you who don't know who that is, he is the original sort of concept and artist for Iron Maiden, the band. So I had him sign this card. He's got a very interesting signature. Very interesting person. He's got a personality. Kind of leave it at that. But got that signed, and then I also got some books signed by Jay Fotos. This is his own story that he's coming out with right now, Gorgon. I got book 1 and book 2 signed by him. I believe book 3 comes out in a matter of days, if not already out. If I remember, I'll throw a link to it in the description. But very interesting book, and he has quite the art style, so I definitely recommend it. And honestly, probably the biggest thing I got day one was a sketch cover from James O'Barr. Not the first time I met James O'Barr, but I definitely talked to him more this time than I did previous times. Very cool guy. He seemed to be having a pretty good first day. But I had him do a sketch cover of the Crow, and it had to do a wraparound. So got that done. Very happy with this. I'll end up setting this one off to get graded. So yeah, really happy about that. Really great interaction. Good guy. If you ever have the opportunity to meet him, I definitely recommend it. I think he's worth meeting. So yeah, that's actually all I did as far as signatures on day one. But I actually picked up a few books also, so I'll grab those and I'll show you those. Alright, so I didn't do a ton of hunting day one. There actually seemed like there were less comics this year than typical, at least on day one. But I hit 2 booths. This first booth was owned by a teacher, and all the comics he had there were $1 each. And he was giving away free books to kids that showed up, and I actually gave him a few low-grade Secret Wars to give to kids to get signed by Shooter, because Shooter was there on day 2 and day 3. So I actually think I gave him more books than I actually bought from him. But I picked up a few books. These ones I just like the cover of. We got JLA 121. 122. Again, these are purely cover buys, but at $1 each, why not? 123. And then the last book I got from him, Micronauts number 8, first appearance of Captain Universe. Yeah, that's all I got from him. Really cool guy. Was glad to give him a few things to hand out to kids. You don't see enough of that at cons anymore. So yeah, that's what I got from him. Then I found another booth, and they just had long boxes on long boxes of books that were $2 each. He said they hadn't like sorted through them or anything. I don't know if that's true or not, but I did find a few things. First one, we got All New Inhumans number 1, hip hop variant. I want to say this is a future cover homage, or album homage. I don't remember for sure though. I'd have to look it up, but I think that's what that one is. Pick that up. Again, these are $2 each. Got Star Wars, Storm of Great photo variant. I believe it's a 1 in 10. Grab this one. It has some serious color rub on it, but at $2, I wasn't going to leave it. Spider-Gwen number 24. This is the first Gwenom, if you will, symbiote. Even in this grade, it's probably still a $30 book or so. So glad to get that. And these last two are books I actually don't see very often. If you like the animated look, you probably are familiar with this, but it's a pretty hard book to find. Justice League Gods and Monsters, Wonder Woman number 1. This is the 1 in 10 ratio variant, Darwin Cook cover. It was pretty cool to see that. You don't see this one super often. Then I also got Justice League number 12. This is the New York Comic-Con exclusive variant. It's exactly the same as the number 1, except instead of being daytime, it is nighttime with the moon in the background. But again, not a book I see super common. So, got that. That is everything for day 1. So, yeah. On my way to day 2 of Tucson Comic-Con. Lots of stuff to get signed today, so I'm excited to get in there and see where it goes. Alright, so day 2 was very, very crowded. It's actually the most crowded I've ever seen this show, which kind of a good thing. Glad to see the show growing. I tried to do a walkabout, but there were just so many people, it wasn't happening. Yeah, it was just a lot of people, but still really, really good day. I managed to get some things signed. Rick Leonardi and Jim Shooter were here for that day, and yeah, I was really happy to get things signed by them. I actually filmed Rick Leonardi signing a couple of my books. I'll go ahead and show those real quick. So I got a lot of things signed. Some of them are getting graded, some are not. He was only charging $1 or a donation to the Hero Initiative for signatures, and I gave him a little bit, but got a nice stack of things signed by him. First up, we got the Spider-Man 2099, signed by him there on the bottom. Star Wars number 10, this is the Darth Crate issue. Nice gold signature. This one's not super high grade, but it's a personal book I've had for a while, so I figured I'd get that signed. It's a nice variant. Again, signed on the bottom there. And again, some of these I'll get graded, some I won't. We got the 365 signed right there. This book I actually found just walking around. I think I paid $1 for it. Superman 712. Another one he worked on, but I just thought it was a fun cover. Then I got 2 other books, except these ones are double signed by Rick Leonardi and Jim Shooter. They're both Cloak and Dagger books. So we got Rick Leonardi right there, Shooter right there. Leonardi signed in gold on this one right there, and then Shooter's down here. And while I have these out, I might as well show the Shooter books I got signed also. Shooter had some really good rates. If you're getting something graded, he charged $25, and it was free for anything other signature, except for dealers or exhibitors. If you were a dealer or exhibitor, he was charging you $20 a signature, which is kind of nice to see. I think more creators should do that. It just kind of keeps things in check, in my opinion. But I got a whole bunch of things signed by him. So we got Secret Wars number 5, I believe. Yeah, no, number 6. Number 6 signed up there on the title. Number 4. Shooter was very fun to talk to. He liked talking. He goes through a lot of Sharpies because he was saying he doesn't sign more than 25 books with a single Sharpie, and he had the pile of used Sharpies to prove it. I have him sign this right here, Shadow Man number 1. I want to have him sign something Valiant, so I might as well pick the best Valiant title. So there's that. Then I had him sign 3 books for grading. Got the Secret Wars 8, Newsstand, number 8, Direct, and then 199, the Flash Race. He actually liked seeing this one. He wrote this when he was 14 years old. He said he had the story in his mind since first grade, so he was very, very happy to see this one, sign that one. And yeah, that's all I got signed by Shooter. On the second day, I did do some hunting, but I actually only ended up picking up books from a single booth, and it was the Goodwill booth of all booths. They had, it was basically 3 books for $5, so I paid $1 and some change per book. I got a pretty big stack. No more bag boarded, I still need to do that, but might as well go through them. Got Veronica 202. This is a first appearance of this character right here, so I was happy to get that one. Ultimate Spider-Man number 33. First Venom in the Ultimate Universe. Number 35, just a cool Venom cover. 36, again, just a cool Venom cover. Amazing Spider-Man 292. Not a major issue or anything, but this is the issue that Mary Jane accepts Peter's proposal. Kick-Ass number 2. This is from volume 1. There was no number 1, but still, first printing of number 2, I'll take that. And there was a number 3, which is the first appearance of Hit Girl. I was very happy to pick this one up. This is one of those books I've wanted for a really long time, but not one I've ever really been willing to pay up for, so I knew I'd eventually find it for cheap, so yeah, glad to get that one. Got the Adam Hughes Buffy the Vampire Slayer issue. And then the rest of these are nothing but Conan. Almost a straight run from 63 to 82. Lots of Gil Kane covers and whatnot in here. Just really great art, and they're all in pretty decent shape, so to get them for that price, could not turn these down. Just so much good art and stories in this. A couple minor keys in here, but nothing too crazy. There are some Red Sonja appearances. First time Conan is called Amra. He goes by that name for quite a long time, basically the entire time he's a pirate. So yeah, just some minor stuff, but nearly a full run, and they're all in really good shape. I'd say they're probably in the VF range mostly, but some are a little bit better, some are a little bit worse. For $1 and a change each, had to pick them up, because who doesn't love some Conan? I believe the Red Sonja issues are this one. She's also in this one. This issue actually reprints Savage Sword of Conan number 1. So if you can't afford that book and you want to read it, number 78 is a book to pick up. And number 79. 80. 81. And 82. So just a bunch of Conan for the personal collection, but really, really nice copies for cheap. Wasn't going to leave that. And that's basically all I got for day 2. Alright, day 3 of Comic-Con. No real plans today. Maybe look at some wall books, see if there's any deals to be had. But other than that, I'm just going to do a walk around, see what I see. So yeah, let's get into it. For day 3, I didn't have much of a plan. I wanted to see if I could find some wall books. I was specifically looking for a few books this convention. Daredevil number 7. There's some Miss Marvel books from Volume 1 I need to complete that run. I need like 3 of them. And then Vampiro number 1. And I didn't find any of them. I didn't see a single Daredevil 7 while I was around. I only found 1 copy of Miss Marvel that I needed, but they wanted $20 for it. And it's like a nothing issue. It's just purely story and run filler, so I was not going to pay $20 for it. And didn't see a single Vampirella #1, so didn't pick up any of those, but I did end up picking up a few books. Might as well show those real quick. I believe I got these from Old Pueblo Comics. They were doing 50% off books for the final day. I don't know if it was 50% off the entire show. I didn't look at their cheap books very much. I was looking at their wall books mostly. But the last day I decided to dig through the bins. I found a few things. So these were 50% off. I got Combat Cali. Billy Does a #1. Just a frame cover. I collect frame covers. I actually have most of them now. But this is what I needed. And pretty decent shape and for cheap. So got that one. I think I spent $9 total there. They had this. Clandestine #1. Was a very hot book for a little while. It's definitely cooled off, but still worth more than the $1 I paid for it. Got that one. And then these two I was happy to see. Old Pueblo Comics is usually pretty good about picking out anything of value. They're very intelligent dealers and just collectors in general. I did find a couple nice things right here. We got Shadow Man number 17, which is very early Clayton Crane artwork, and number 16, which is the first Clayton Crane artwork ever. His first published work, I believe, anyway. Paid $1 for each. This one's like $20 to $25. This one's similar. So very glad to get those out of the cheap bins. I actually have all of the Clayton Crane Shadow Man issues now. So glad to have that. Nice little set. That's all I got as far as comics go. I did go to one other booth, and I picked up some cards. I usually don't buy Shores booster boxes loose because you can search for the big hits out of these. But it was under MSRP, and if you bought a box, you also got a free fig pin, and this fig pin's worth about $20. So I got this really, really cheap. Kind of justified it that way because even if they seeded the big hits out of these, some of the SRs and triple rares in these are still worth more than what I paid for the box. So got these two. I'll probably open this in a future video. But that is all I picked up on day 3. And yeah, that's basically the whole con. I didn't stay very long on day 3. Had to get out of there. I already spent 2 days there. Didn't want to spend any more money. Wasn't finding everything I wanted to find. I was pretty much just ready to go. But really, really good convention. I love going to Tucson Comic-Con. It's come medium-sized on the bigger end convention, but still has that sort of small, homey feel that smaller conventions have. I always end up buying a lot of stuff at these. I always end up buying something. Less comic vendors this year, it felt like, but I still found some good stuff at multiple vendors. That's always nice. Yeah, definitely my favorite convention I go to each year, and I look forward to next year's. So yeah, that's everything. Hopefully you all enjoyed this. If you went to Tucson Comic-Con, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you did, if you found anything fun. And yeah, take care everyone.